Falynn says she was groomed by Simon, but wishes him well. Meanwhile, Porsha leaves a bad taste in her mouth. Everything I say is alleged, my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. So listen, at the end of my review with Jaylan in his interview, I was saying I want to hear from Falynn. I keep saying Falynn. That's the lady from Married at First Sight. I'm sorry, y'all. Falynn. I wanted to hear from Falynn to see what she had to say about this. And I'm going to say I was a little disappointed because she talked about Porsha and Simon just a little bit too long for me. And another thing, the host of this show, they ain't asked the questions that I needed to know. I don't know if y'all want to know this, but I needed to know. Like, why do Porsha trigger you? You can forgive Simon, but Porsha triggers you? Okay. Why were you and Simon dating secretly? Why do you feel like you need to save people's images? When you first got with Simon, was it his wealth that caught your attention? Why did you move on so fast from Jaylan and Simon for that matter? Well, he moved on fast too, but anyway. Is it that you can't be alone? Was your marriage to Simon on the rocks before Housewives? Was Simon and you in couples therapy before or after the show? Because the timeline ain't timing, okay? Like, if you knew that he was seeing another woman, going out the country to see another woman, if he was seeing another woman before Porsha, your marriage was on the rocks way before Porsha then, right? So why the venom for Porsha? Not understanding. Is it because it was a public situation? See, I got questions. I feel like they didn't ask those questions. Let me know what y'all think. So let's get into this recap of this interview that Falynn did with the baller alert. So Falynn confirms that her and Porsha were not friends, but they were cool. Falynn says she went on a blind date with Simon and she was asked to move back to Atlanta so that they could be together. I think she said she was living out in LA or something like that. So one of the hosts asked about Porsha, and Falynn said she did not know about them until it was revealed on social media by a picture that Dennis put up. She said she didn't feel a way. She just wanted to know how long have they been dating. They asked if Simon ever cheated on her. She said, oh God, yes, with his assistant and other women. She said she got her lick back though, but supposedly all of this happened, this cheating, okay, before they got married. So one of the hosts asked her, and you still got married? And she says yes, because he did his dirt and I did mine. She says because Simon was cheating, she goes on to say she was dating someone named London and they broke up and her and Simon started dating secretly. And I'm like, wait, what? Why? Why was y'all dating secretly? Like, was Simon with somebody? I don't get it. And then she said they was married, in 3 months. To me, the host's next question should have been, why were y'all dating secretly? Falynn said Simon checked out of the marriage when she realized she was growing up and wanted to have something of her own, and she didn't want to be a stay-at-home wife, and Simon was not having it. So not only did he check out of the marriage, he disappeared. She said she no longer wanted to be a trophy wife. So you went into the marriage knowing you was going to be a trophy wife? See, I got questions. So the conversation finally moved to Jaylan. She said he was her friend first, and then he became her assistant after COVID and he lost his job. She said Simon basically pawned her off on Jaylan. They asked her if she felt like Simon was made her a possession or his wife. She said she never knew what it was like to be a wife, so she wouldn't know what a real wife feels like. Hello, it would have felt like a real girlfriend with an upgrade and y'all sharing genuine moments and building a foundation. That's what a real wife would have felt like. Okay, it sounds like to me you knew what you were getting yourself into when you met Simon, and that's just my opinion. Anyway, Falynn said her and Jaylan got together because she was going through a divorce and she was vulnerable. I keep saying guest, I meant to say host. So one of the hosts asked if her and Jaylan got together after Porsha. I feel like the question was asked to give a timeline, but of course they didn't elaborate. Okay, this is what I'm saying. They ain't had the right questions. Falynn let us know that Simon was going out of the country to see a woman, and prior to Porsha, there was another lady. Falynn said that they tried to make their marriage work and was even in therapy, but Simon was never home. She said she begged him to come home and she cried herself to sleep at night, and she and Simon just made the decision to separate and go their separate ways. She said she signed the prenup, so she got a lump sum of money from the 2 homes that they sold, and she saved her allowance, which was $10,000 a month. So she was pretty well off, okay? Smart move saving that allowance money, okay? She started a petroleum company and did the logistics, but Simon was her only customer. She said that Simon took the company. Now, I kind of question that, because if it was your company and it was in your name, why you didn't fight for it in a divorce? I mean, that's just a question that I have. Falynn said it was not about the money because she was madly in love with Simon. They asked if she missed him, and she said she missed the money. Child, I thought it wasn't about the money. She then goes on to say that, she missed that she didn't have to get up and grind every day, which she didn't have to do when she was married to Simon. See, the grass ain't green on the other side. But anyway, Falynn reveals that she paid for everything when it came to Jaylan. But matter of fact, did you see I said that conversation finally moved on to Jaylan, but somehow it went back on to Simon? But anyway, let's go. Falynn reveals that she paid for everything when it came to Jaylan. She did this to save his image and make him feel like a man. That was your first mistake right there, trying to make him feel like a man. Only he can make himself feel like a man, okay? Only he can do things to make himself feel like a man that takes care of his family. But anyway, let's go on. She said Jaylan cheated on her and that there was DV going on in their relationship. So the man that she's with now, he's an actor. This man that she moved on with was the man that she called to get her out of this relationship with Jaylan, her and her kids. Falynn said she did not groom Jaylan because there was nothing to groom with him, because she paid for everything. Now, I also don't agree that you was groomed by Simon. Yes, he was 30 years your senior, but in my opinion, you was thinking about that Skrilla, that dinero, that money, okay? Maybe, eventually you fell in love with him. But I think you was willing to put up with them demands because, he had that Skrilla, in my opinion. But no, seriously, I'm not saying that older men can't control younger women. But I feel like Simon told her what it was from the jump. Just based off her words in this interview where she said Simon didn't want her to work. Simon wanted her to take care of the home. Simon wanted her to do that. He said jump and she said how high. So, those are just based off of her words, okay? So Falynn talks about Jaylan and his cheating and the DV, but she wishes him the best because he is the father of her daughter. Falynn says she loves, and she's always going to be in a relationship. She's a hopeless romantic. They talk about Falynn and her other children's fathers and her older sons that are living with her father because she can't raise a man. One of the sons was given custody to the father because she claims that there was lies being told about her. But they're good now. To me, this interview was really all over the place, but okay. She says she's coming out with a clothing line that's geared towards how you were treated in a relationship, and it's going to have catchy slogans on the clothing, I guess. Falynn says she never meant to manipulate Jaylan, but she has boundaries. So out of nowhere, one of the hosts asks about Porsha and do she feel a way about Porsha. She took a moment to think about it and she said not really, because if Simon was really her husband, Porsha wouldn't have been able to take him. Falynn said that she forgave Simon and that she wishes him the best, but when she sees Porsha's face, it leaves a bad taste in her mouth. And that's when the host should have been like, well, why would Porsha leave a bad taste in your mouth? Elaborate. Especially since you knew Simon was going out the country to see another woman. Especially since you knew there was another woman before Porsha. Again, why does Porsha trigger you? And then she said that she's not over that situation completely and she's working on it every day. So then why are you in a relationship right now? Is that not interfering with your new relationship? Don't you think you need to clear yourself of that and this relationship with Jaylan before you move on to another relationship? And that's just in my opinion. All in all, that's all I got. I feel like they talked about Simon and Porsha way too much. If this was supposed to be a video with her responding to Jaylan calling her a groomer. But wish her the best. Anyway, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when my next video comes out. Come down in the comment section and let me know what y'all think about what she had to say in this interview. It was just all over the place, if you ask me. But see y'all. Peace. Yelling out, we ain't selling out. We